But Nish, is that delusional, or is there some accuracy to that? Because maybe like with chess, you start to realize like that we have ill-conceived notions of what makes humans special, like the apex organism on Earth.
Yeah, and I think maybe we're going to go through that same thing with language. And that same thing with creativity.
But language carries these notions of truth and so on. And so we might be like, wait, maybe truth is not carried by language. Maybe there's like a deeper thing.
The niche is getting smaller.
Oh boy.
But no, you don't understand. Humans are created by God and machines are created by humans. Therefore, right? Like that'll be the last niche we have.
So what do you think about just the rapid development of LLMs? If we could just like stick on that, it's still incredibly impressive. Like with ChatGPT, just even ChatGPT. What are your thoughts about reinforcement learning with human feedback on these large language models?
I'd like to go back to when calculators first came out, or computers, and like I wasn't around. Look, I'm 33 years old, and to like see how that affected like society.
Maybe you're right. So I want to put on the big picture hat here.
We got a refrigerator. Wow.
Refrigerator, electricity, all that kind of stuff. But with the internet, large language models seeming human-like, basically passing their Turing test. It seems it might have really at scale rapid transformative effects on society. You're saying like other technologies have as well. So maybe calculator's not the best example of that, because that just seems like, maybe calculator.
But the poor milkman, the day he learned about refrigerators, he's like, I'm done. You're telling me you can just keep the milk in your house? You don't need to deliver it every day? I'm done.
Well, yeah, you have to actually look at the practical impacts of certain technologies that they've had. Yeah, probably electricity is a big one, and also how rapidly it's spread. Man, the internet's a big one.
I do think it's different this time.
Yeah, it just feels like
the niche is getting smaller.
The niche of humans.
Yes.
That makes humans special. Yes. It feels like it's getting smaller rapidly, though, doesn't it? Or is that just a feeling we dramatize everything?
I think we dramatize everything. I think that you ask the milkman when he saw refrigerators, and they're going to have one of these in every home?
Yeah, maybe, but boy, is it impressive. So much more impressive than seeing a chess world champion AI system.
I disagree, actually. I disagree. I think things like MuZero and AlphaGo are so much more impressive because these things are playing beyond the highest human level. The language models are writing middle school level essays, and people are like, wow, it's a great essay. It's a great 5-paragraph essay about the causes of the Civil War.
Okay, forget the Civil War, just generating codex.
Oh.
So you're saying it's mediocre code.
Terrible.
But I don't think it's terrible. I think it's just mediocre code.
Yeah.
Often close to correct. Like for mediocre
Just the scariest kind of code. I spend 5% of time typing and 95% of time debugging. The last thing I want is close to correct code. I want a machine that can help me with the debugging, not with the typing.
It's like L2, level 2 driving, similar kind of thing. Yeah, you still should be a good programmer in order to modify. I wouldn't even say debugging, just modifying the code, reading it.
Don't think
I'm wearing a VR headset.
I think driving is not tool complete and programming is. Meaning you don't use like the best possible tools to drive. You're not like cars have basically the same interface for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Computers have a radically different interface.
Okay, can you describe the concept of tool complete?
Yeah. So think about the difference between a car from 1980 and a car from today.
Yeah.
No difference really. It's got a bunch of pedals, it's got a steering wheel. Great. Maybe now it has a few ADAS features, but it's pretty much the same car. Right? You have no problem getting into a 1980 car and driving it. Take a programmer today who spent their whole life doing JavaScript, and you put him in an Apple IIe prompt, and you tell him about the line numbers in BASIC. But how do I insert something between line 17 and 18? Oh, wow.
In Tool, you're putting in the programming languages. So it's just the entirety stack of the tooling.
Yeah.
So it's not just like IDEs or something like this. It's everything.
Yes, it's IDEs, the languages, the runtimes. It's everything. And programming is tool complete. So like almost if
Are not ready yet.
if Codex or Copilot are helping you, that actually probably
You can open it.
means that your framework or library is bad and there's too much boilerplate in it.
My burden
Yeah,
is
but
too great.
don't you think so much programming has boilerplate?
TinyGrad is now 2,700 lines, and it can run Llama and Stable Diffusion, and all of this stuff is in 2,700 lines. Boilerplate and abstraction indirections and all these things are just bad code.
Well, let's talk about good code and bad code. There's I would say, I don't know, for generic scripts that I write just offhand, like 80% of it is written by GPT. Just like quick like offhand stuff. So not like libraries, not like performing code, not stuff for robotics and so on. Just quick stuff, because your basic, so much of programming is doing some boilerplate, but to do so efficiently and quickly, because you can't really automate it fully with like generic method, like a generic kind of ID type of recommendation or something like this. You do need to have some of the complexity of language models.
Yeah, I guess if I was really writing, like maybe today, if I wrote like a lot of like data parsing stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't play CTFs anymore, but if I still played CTFs, a lot of like it's just like you have to write like a parser with this data format. Like I wonder, or like admin of code. I wonder when the models are going to start to help with that kind of code, and they may, and the models also may help you with speed.
Yeah.
The models are very fast, but where the models won't, my programming speed is not at all limited by my typing speed. And in very few cases it is. Yes, if I'm writing some script to just like parse some weird data format, sure, my programming speed is limited by my typing speed.
What about looking stuff up? Because that's essentially a more efficient lookup, right?
You know, when I was at Twitter, I tried to use ChatGPT to like ask some questions, like what's the API for this, and it would just hallucinate. It would just give me completely made up API functions that sounded real.
What do you think? That's just a temporary kind of stage?
Oh,
You don't think it'll get better and better and better in this kind of stuff? Because like it only hallucinates stuff in the edge cases.
yes.
If
Yes.
you write generic code, it's actually pretty good.
Yes, if you are writing an absolute basic like React app with a button, it's not going to hallucinate. Sure. No, there's kind of ways to fix the hallucination problem. I think Facebook has an interesting paper. It's called Atlas, and it's actually weird the way that we do language models right now, where all of the information is in the weights. And the human brain's not really like this. There's like a hippocampus and a memory system. So why don't LLMs have a memory system? And there's people working on them. I think future LLMs are going to be like smaller, but are going to run looping on themselves and are going to have retrieval systems. And the thing about using a retrieval system is you can cite sources.
Which is really helpful to integrate the human into the loop of the thing, because you can go check the sources and you can investigate it. So whenever the thing is hallucinating, you can like have the human supervision. So that's pushing it towards level 2.
That's going to kill Google.
Wait, which part?
When someone makes an LLM that's capable of citing its sources, it will kill Google.
LLM that's citing its sources, because that's basically a search engine.
That's what people want in a search engine.
But also Google might be the people that build it
Maybe.
and put ads on it.
I'd count them out.
Why is that? Why do you think? Who wins this race? We got who are the competitors?
All right.
We got Tiny Corp. I don't know if that's I mean you're a legitimate competitor in that.
I'm not trying to compete on that.
You're not.
No, I'm not as
Just gonna accidentally stumble into that competition. You don't think you might build a search engine to replace Google search?
When I started Comma, I said over and over again, I'm going to win self-driving cars. I still believe that. I have never said I'm going to win search with the Tiny Corp, and I'm never going to say that because I won't.
The night is still young. You don't know how hard is it to win search in this new route. Like it feels. I mean, one of the things that ChatGPT kind of shows that there could be a few interesting tricks that create a really compelling product.
Some startup's going to figure it out. I think if you ask me, like Google's still the number one webpage, I think by the end of the decade, Google won't be the number one webpage anymore.
So you don't think Google Because of how big the corporation is?
Look, I would put a lot more money on Mark Zuckerberg.
Why is that?
Because Mark Zuckerberg's alive. Like, this is an old Paul Graham essay. Startups are either alive or dead. Google's dead. Facebook's alive.
Facebook is alive.
Well,
Meta's
actually,
alive.
Meta. You see what I mean? Like, that's just, like Mark Zuckerberg. This is Mark Zuckerberg reading that Paul Graham essay and being like, I'm going to show everyone how alive we are. I'm going to change the name.
So you don't think there's this gutsy pivoting engine that like Google doesn't have that, the kind of engine that the startup has, like constantly
You know what?
being alive, I guess.
When I listened to your Sam Altman podcast, he talked about the button. Everyone who talks about AI talks about the button to turn it off, right? Do we have a button to turn off Google? Is anybody in the world capable of shutting Google down?
What does that mean exactly? The company or the search engine?
So we shut the search engine down. We shut the company down. Either.
Can you elaborate on the value of that question?
Does Sundar Pichai have the authority to turn off Google.com tomorrow?
Who has the authority? That's a good question.
Does
Right?
anyone?
Does anyone? Yeah, I'm sure.
Are you sure? No, they have the technical power, but do they have the authority? Let's say Sundar Pichai made this his sole mission.
Yeah.
He came into Google tomorrow and said, I'm going to shut Google.com down.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd keep his position too long.
And what is the mechanism by which he wouldn't keep his position?
Well, the boards and shares and corporate undermining and, oh my God, our revenue is zero now.
Okay, so what's the case you're making here? So the capitalist machine prevents you from having the button.
Yeah. And we'll have it. I mean, this is true for the AIs too, right? There's no turning the AIs off. There's no button. You can't press it. Now, does Mark Zuckerberg have that button for Facebook.com?
Yes, probably more.
I think he does. I think he does. And this is exactly what I mean and why I bet on him so much more than the button.
I guess you could say Elon has similar stuff.
Oh, Elon has the button.
Yeah.
Can Elon fire the missiles? Can he fire the missiles?
I think some questions are better unasked.
Right? I mean, a rocket and an ICBM, like a rocket that can land anywhere. Is that an ICBM? Well, yeah, Elon can ask too many questions.
My God. But the positive side of the button is that you can innovate aggressively, is what you're saying. Which is what's required with turning LLM into a search engine.
I would bet on that. I bet on,
Because it's so easy, right?
I bet on something that looks like Midjourney, but for search.
Just is able to set sort of a loop on itself. I mean, it just feels like one model could take off. A nice wrapper, and some of it scale. I mean, it's hard to create a product that just works really nicely, stably.
The other thing that's going to be cool is there is some aspect of a winner-take-all effect, right? Like once someone starts deploying a product that gets a lot of usage, and you see this with OpenAI, they are going to get the data set to train future versions of the model.
Yeah.
They are going to be able to, right, I was asked at Google Image Search when I worked there like almost 15 years ago now. How does Google know which image is an apple? And I said the metadata. And they're like, yeah, that works about half the time. How does Google know? They see they're all apples on the front page and you search apple. And I don't know, I didn't come up with the answer. The guy's like, well, it's what people click on when they search apple.
Yeah, that data is really, really powerful. It's a huge creation. What do you think are the chances? What do you think in general that Llama is open source? I just did a conversation with Mark Zuckerberg, and he's all in on open source.
Who would have thought Mark Zuckerberg would be the good guy?
Who would have thought anything in this world? It's hard to know. But open source to you, ultimately, is a good thing here.
Undoubtedly. What's ironic about all these AI safety people is they are going to build the exact thing they fear. We need to have one model that we control and align. This is the only way you end up paperclipped. There's no way you end up paperclipped if everybody has an AI.
So open sourcing is the way to fight the paperclip maximizer.
Absolutely. It's the only way. You think you're going to control it? You're not going to control it.
So the criticism you have for the AI safety folks is that there's a belief and a desire for control. And that belief and desire for centralized control of dangerous AI systems is not good.
Sam Altman won't tell you that GPT-4 has 220 billion parameters and is a 16-way mixture model with 8 sets of weights.
Who did you have to murder to get that information? All right.
I mean, look,
but yes.
everyone at OpenAI knows what I just said was true, right? Now, ask the question, really. It upsets me when like GPT-2, when OpenAI came out with GPT-2 and raised a whole fake AI safety thing about that. I mean, now the model's left. Like, they used AI safety to hype up their company, and it's disgusting.
Or the flip side of that is they used a relatively weak model in retrospect to explore how do we do AI safety correctly? How do we release things? How do we go through the process? I don't know. I don't know how much hype there is.
That's a charitable interpretation.
I don't know how much hype there is in the AI safety, honestly.
Oh, there's so much hype. At least on Twitter. I don't know. Maybe Twitter's not real life.
Twitter's not in real life. Come on. In terms of hype, I mean, I think OpenAI has been finding an interesting balance between transparency and putting value on AI safety. You think just go all out open source, to do what Llama is doing. To do like open source. This is a tough question. It's just open source both the base, the foundation model, and the fine-tuning. The model that can be ultra racist and dangerous and like tell you how to build a nuclear weapon.
Oh my god, have you met humans? Right? Like half of these AI
I haven't met most humans. This allows you to meet every human.
I know, but half of these AI alignment problems are just human alignment problems. And that's what's also so scary about the language you're using. Like, it's not the machines you want to align, it's me.
But here's the thing. It makes it very accessible to ask very questions where the answers have dangerous consequences if you were to act on them.
I mean, yeah. Welcome to the world.
Well, no, for me, there's a lot of friction if I want to find out how to, blow up something.
No, there's not a lot of friction. It's so easy.
No, like, what do I search? Do I use Bing? Or which search engine do I use?
No, there's like lots of stuff.
No, there's like that's
Anyone who's thinking out to search for how to blow up a building in our neighborhood is not going to go that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I feel like the language model makes it more accessible for that person who's not smart enough to do it.
They're not gonna build a bomb. Trust me. The people who are incapable of figuring out how to like ask that question a bit more academically and get a real answer from it are not capable of procuring the materials, which are somewhat controlled to build a bomb.
No, I think LLM makes it more accessible to people with money without the technical know-how, right? To build it. Like, you do really need to know how to build a bomb to build a bomb. You can hire people, you can find
Oh, you can hire people to build a... You know what? I was asking this question on my stream.
It is a
Can Jeff
blessing
Bezos
to be
hire
able to end their suffering and send their
but a language
demented
model
to
can
hell.
probably help you out.
You'll still go to jail, right? Like, it's not like the language model is bad. Like, the language model... you literally just hired someone on Fiverr.
GPT-4 in terms of how you get there is fantastic. I understand. But don't you think GPT-5 just don't you think that information is out there?
Yeah, I think that if someone is actually serious enough to hire something like build a bomb, they'd also be serious enough to find it.
I don't think so. I think it makes it more accessible. If you have enough money to buy a hitman, I think it decreases the friction of how hard is it to find that kind of hitman. I honestly think there's a jump in ease and scale of how much harm you can do. And I don't mean harm with language, I mean harm with actual violence.
What you're basically saying is like, okay, what's going to happen is these people who are not intelligent are going to use machines to augment their intelligence. And now, intelligent people and machines, intelligence is scary. Intelligent agents are scary. When I'm in the woods, the scariest animal to meet is a human. Right? Not now. There's like nice California humans. Like I see you're wearing like, street clothes and Nikes. All right, fine. But you look like you've been a human who's been in the woods for a while.
Yeah.
I'm more scared of you than a bear.
What they say about the Amazon. You go to the Amazon, you can try.
So intelligence is scary, right? So to ask this question in a generic way, you're like, what if we took everybody who maybe has ill intention but is not so intelligent. So we should have intelligence agents. Cool. That is the absolutely horrifying idea.
So to you, the best defense is actually the best defense is to give more intelligence to the good guys and give intelligence to everybody.
Give intelligence to everybody. You know what? It's not even like guns, right? Like people say this about guns. What's the best defense against the bad guy? Good guy with a gun. Like I kind of subscribe to that, but I really subscribe to that with intelligence.
Yeah, in a fundamental way, I agree with you. But there's just feels like so much uncertainty and so much can happen rapidly that you can lose a lot of control. You can do a lot of damage.
Oh no, we can lose control? Yes. Thank God.
Yeah.
I hope they lose control. I want them to lose control more.
I think when you lose control, you can do a lot of damage, but you can do more damage when you centralize and hold on to control.
Centralized and held control is tyranny. I don't like anarchy either, but I'll always take anarchy over tyranny. Anarchy, you have a chance.
This human civilization we got going on is quite interesting. I mean, I agree with you. So to you, open source is the way forward here. So you admire what Facebook's doing here, or what Meta is doing here, or released them.
A lot. I lost $80,000 last year investing in Meta, and when they released Llama, I'm like, whatever, man. That was worth it.
It was worth it. Do you think Google and OpenAI with Microsoft will match what Meta is doing or not?
So, if I were a researcher, why would you want to work for them? You're on the bad team. Like, I mean it. Like, you're on the bad team who can't even say that GPT-4 has 220 billion parameters.
So closed source for you.
I'm not saying I totally understand we're keeping our model weights closed because that's our product. I'm saying, like, because of AI safety, we can't tell you the number of billions of parameters in the model. That's just madness.
Just because you're mocking AI safety doesn't mean it's not real.
Oh, of course.
Is it possible that these things can really do a lot of damage that we don't know?
Oh my God, yes. Intelligence is so dangerous, be it human intelligence or machine intelligence. Intelligence is dangerous.
But machine intelligence is so much easier to deploy at scale, like rapidly. Like what? Okay. You have human-like robots and you have like thousands of them for the whole narrative. Like you can manipulate millions of people.
Wait, you mean like the intelligence agencies in America are doing right now?
Yeah, but they're not doing it that well. It feels like you can do a lot. What?
I think they're doing a pretty good job.
I suspect they're not nearly as good as a bunch of GPT-fueled bots could be.
Well, of course, they're looking into the latest technologies for control of people, of course.
But I think there's a George Hotz type character that can do a better job.
No, and I'll tell you what a George Hotz does. And I thought about this a lot with hacks. Right? Like, I can find exploits in my browser. I probably still can. I mean, I was better at on S24, but the thing that I lack is the ability to slowly and steadily deploy them over 5 years. And this is what intelligence agencies are good for. Right? Intelligence agencies don't have the most sophisticated technology. They just have
Endurance? Financial backing and infrastructure.
So the more we decentralize power, you can make an argument, by the way, that, and I would defend that argument. I would like saying, look, LLMs and AI and machine intelligence can cause a lot of harm, so nobody should have it. And I will respect someone philosophically with that position, just like I will respect someone philosophically with the position that nobody should have guns. Right? But I will not respect philosophically with only the trusted authority they have access to this. Who are the trusted authorities? You know what? I'm not worried about alignment between AI companies and their machines. I'm worried about alignment between me and AI companies.
What do you think Eliezer Yudkowsky is? He's
I know. And I thought about this. And I think this comes down to repeated misunderstanding of I think that Elliot Yudkowsky is scared of everyone should be scared of these things. But now we are one where a small being centralized.
My time.
Well, for the small stuff that you can people that have control over that.
I'm not ready yet.
Here's the difference. Again, a nuclear weapon cannot be deployed technically, but a nuclear weapon is not a defense mechanism.
Such power.
That may be in some philosophical language.
But AI is different because we're now
I'm not ready yet.
Let's say the intelligence agency deploys 1 million bots on Twitter or 1,000 bots on Twitter.
I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
My bags are full. I'm not ready yet.
Not while I'm in town. I cannot do that here. I need time to do that. I need time to prepare that.
I need time to do that.
I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. 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 I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I cannot carry more.
Don't ruin all that work.
My bags are full.
My bags are full.
You can still use these.
Not while I'm in town. 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 I cannot do that here.
My bags are full. My bags are full.
My bags are full. My bags are full.